In the grand halls of the Galactic Council, a heated discussion raged. Representatives from countless alien species, each boasting advanced biology and evolutionary perfection, debated the nuances of their own physiological designs. Bioluminescent beings from all Terrans spoke of their seamless self-repair mechanisms, while the crystalline life forms of Dryvac boasted of their energy-efficient, near-eternal lifespans. The room brimmed with mutual admiration until the topic of humans was raised. "They're a walking paradox," scoffed Professor Yeltrin, an amphibious scholar with gills flaring in disdain. "Their spines are an engineering disaster. Their bones break under minimal pressure and they age like decaying organic waste. It's astonishing they've survived at all." A hologram flickered to life in the center of the room, displaying a rotating model of a human body. The speaker, a synthetic AI assigned to moderate discussions, began listing peculiarities. Humans possess a vestigial organ known as the appendix, which serves no discernible purpose and is prone to infection. Their bipedal structure is poorly adapted to their environment, causing frequent joint and back issues. Furthermore, their brains, while advanced, operate under conflicting emotional and logical impulses, often leading to irrational decision-making. A ripple of laughter coursed through the assembly. To most present, humanity was a biological anomaly, an evolutionary dead end that somehow refused to die. And yet, interjected Daxic, a reptilian ambassador with scales shimmering under the artificial light, they are among the most dominant species in the galaxy. How do you explain that? The room fell silent. No one had a satisfactory answer. Humanity's existence defied conventional wisdom. Where other species thrived on perfection, humans seemed to flourish despite, or perhaps because of, their flaws. "Their immune systems are chaotic," another voice chimed in. "They form scars instead of regenerating tissue. Their bodies overheat under minimal exertion, forcing them to sweat profusely. Truly inefficient. But they adapt," Daxic countered, his tone contemplative. "They survive environments that would annihilate most of us. Their bodies, flawed as they may be, are stubborn." A moment of uneasy contemplation settled over the council. Humanity's resilience was undeniable, even if their biology baffled logic. It wasn't just their physical attributes that defied explanation, but also their indomitable will to persevere. Despite centuries of interstellar ridicule, they had carved out a reputation for ingenuity and survival. As the debate waned, an unexpected request came from the Terran representative, a stoic woman clad in a modest uniform. She addressed the council with calm confidence. "You call us inefficient, flawed, and chaotic. Perhaps we are. But those same traits have allowed us to face challenges no other species could. You want to understand what's wrong with human biology? Perhaps the answer lies in what's right about it." Her words lingered, resonating like an unanswered question. The council dispersed, leaving many representatives pondering a species so imperfect yet undeniably extraordinary. The moment the human volunteer stepped forward, the weight of the galaxy seemed to rest on his shoulders. His bloodshot eyes and weary face were a stark contrast to the cold, calculating alien scientists who looked on. He was no expert, no elite, just a regular human, flawed, unpolished, but resolute. He grasped the syringe filled with the experimental treatment and injected himself without hesitation. The room held its breath. For a long while, nothing happened. The alien doctors observed his vitals, his pulse, his cellular response. To their astonishment, the data showed signs of stabilization. The effects of the pathogen, which had been ravaging countless species, began to recede in this human subject. The test results, incomprehensible to the aliens, revealed the brilliance of their method. "We've got it," the Terran scientist whispered in disbelief, even as the volunteer stood with a faint smile. "We've actually got it." It wasn't the perfect solution the aliens had expected. It wasn't clean, efficient, or neatly packaged. But it worked. The treatment didn't eradicate the pathogen in the way the perfect biology of the aliens would have hoped. Instead, it introduced an imperfect, unpredictable response that disrupted the pathogen's ability to adapt. Chaos, it turned out, was the key to the solution. We need to distribute it, the human scientist said, barely able to contain her excitement. The Terran representative turned to the council, a hard look in her eyes. The cure will work, but only if it's deployed across all systems. It will take time, resources, and coordination. Reluctantly, the alien representatives began to cooperate, their skepticism melting away in the face of results they couldn't ignore. The humans worked tirelessly alongside them, sharing their unconventional approach, integrating their methods into alien systems. Humans weren't just offering a cure, they were teaching the galaxy how to think differently, how to embrace the very chaos they had once been ridiculed for. As the cure spread, so did the realization. The disease was being contained, its grip on the galaxy weakening. The once skeptical council members saw their own biological systems, pristine and efficient, now relying on the flawed, unpredictable nature of human biology. An emergency fleet was dispatched, with human teams leading the charge. The cure was applied, often through methods that seemed more instinctual than scientific, but it worked. The plague retreated, defeated by the very imperfection that the galaxy had long dismissed. In the wake of this success, a quiet admiration began to grow among the alien representatives. The humans had saved them, not through advanced technology or evolutionary perfection, but by surviving and thriving with systems that could adapt in ways others couldn't fathom. The Terran representative, standing at the front of the council chamber, addressed the assembly once more. "What you call flaws," she said, "are the very reasons we've endured. We don't need perfection. We need to survive, to keep pushing forward, even when things don't go as planned." The words hung in the air, a revelation that would forever change the council's perspective. The cure had worked, but it was more than that. It was a lesson in resilience, in the unyielding strength of humanity's unpredictable, chaotic biology. Where perfect systems had failed, humanity had triumphed. It was a victory not just of science, but of spirit.